have arrived to cleanse the land and reshape it in my own.
Hi everyone, it's Hazard060 back with another Smite video. I just had to let that little intro quip come in because here we are playing Tiamat, the newest god released on Smite in the mid lane in Conquest. Yes, here we are back again, and I just thought I'd do a little talk around this new god that was released at the end of February. I know it's a few weeks late, but obviously it's still the newest god currently out. But yeah, I've been very much looking forward to Tiamat. Her video that they released that showed like her almost lore and stuff was pretty cool and exciting, and the fact that she's a new Pantheon Babylonian is also really cool. So in this video I'm just going to talk a little bit about her abilities, her strengths, her weaknesses, and yeah, just general gameplay with her and see how we get on within this game. To start off with, we'll talk about Tiamat's passive. God, you might get a lot of within this one, but I'll try and avoid as best I can. So Tiamat, her passive is Death Begets Life. While in flying stance, which you can see here, and I just completely screwed up her first ability there on the red buff, which is always great. I haven't got the timings down on that just yet. It was just a little bit too early. But anyway, going back to her passive. When in flying stance, as you can see here, she gains health from nearby ally and enemy deaths. Less from minions. In ground stance, she gains up to 5 hardened scales, damage mitigation that breaks after a certain amount of damage is taken. Normal minions do not provide hardened scales. Now, the reason I talk about two different stances there, I think I mentioned in my Danzavuro video about how there's a set of different abilities depending on what stance you're in, a bit like Ulu or other gods that have more than one stance. So I'm going to jump straight to her third ability, which is called Grounding Dive if you are in the flying stance. And this is where Tiamat dives into the fight, landing on all fours, dealing damage and switching to a ground stance. This ability also provides Tiamat 1 hardened scale. As you'll see, I just used it there to try and go in. And my Fenrir's just gone crazy, gone straight in when I'm not there and not got a lot of health. As you can see, that then cost him his life, which is always great. So, going on to the third ability when in ground form, it's called Rising Flight. Tiamat rears up, sending out a blast of energy, dealing damage to enemies, and sending herself backwards, and she returns to her flying stance, as you can see here. So, you can see that I just did there. She does like a cone of damage in front of her, where it's like a semicircle worth of damage even. And that does put me back into the flying stance. That is a very low Anubis. I'm going to jump in there and get our first kill with Tiamat. That's not bad. Okay, cool. That's good. So you can see that she's quite good for engaging if you use the 3 aggressively. The 3 does jump over walls as well. That is a really good little thing to know, and it is helpful, but only when doing the grounding dive. When you're doing the third ability for Rising Flight, it does not actually put you over a wall like you'll see there, so when taking the red buff. So let's have a look at her first ability. In her flying mode, it's probably my favourite ability from her, is Primordial Onslaught. Tiamat gains power, allowing her to fight orbs of energy at the end of the channel. Each orb damages enemies and stops that on enemy gods. Hitting the same enemy deals 15% damage each time to a minimum of 70% reduction. Okay, so she gets more damage the higher up it goes, and she fires more. I'm pretty sure the higher up level it would go. In my opinion, that's the first ability that you would want to up with Tiamat, because it just does so much damage and it only stops at 70% reduction. The ability can fire additional projectiles are rank 3 and 5. That's what I was getting at. So once you get it to level 3, it fires an additional orb, and then at level 5 it fires another one. When in the ground form, you'll see I've been using the ability Consume. Tiamat fires a cone, dealing damage and slowing enemies hit. Minions, large monsters, or buff holders hit under a health threshold can be executed, so they just die like whatever they've got. Tiamat can immediately consume her servant and beast pets to provide a hardened scale. We'll get onto them very shortly. When Tiamat consumes a buff holder, she gains their buff while the original can still be picked up by allies. This allows Tiamat to pick up a second buff as well. Tiamat can only have one consumed and one regular buff at any time. Going in here on the Anubis, maybe able to take him down quite easily. Yeah, I mean, Tiamat I think it still needs a little bit of balancing, and I'm going to talk about that very shortly, because right now I think that she is a balanced god, but I'll tell you why in a bit. So yeah, that first ability when in her ground floor form, she can execute depending on the threshold of their life. I'm getting that annoying sound again, guys. I do apologise. Please bear with. I'm not going to say anything important just here. Just to appreciate the beads there to try and get away, and using the ultimate ability to stop the chase. Really annoying echo there. I think I've worked out what it is, and I promise you for the next video it will not be around, because I've changed my recording program, so that will mean that things are a bit different. But I know for you guys it's probably really annoying to listen to, and I promise you it will be going. So yeah, that's her first abilities and her third ability. Her second ability is Ruination, okay, and this is when in flying form. Tiamat creates an energy field dealing low damage to enemies in the entire area, and then a large amount in the inner area. The inner area of field also stuns enemy for a short duration. Okay, and that's like the triangle shaped one that you see that I sometimes throw down. I'm going to jump in here, try and do some damage, use my ultimate ability there. Keep trying to hit hard. Hopefully we can keep going. Yeah, that's another kill there. Pretty good. Oh, and there's the Anubis ult. Use my 3 to get out. Use my 2. That's my second ability there. Use my ultimate. Able to finish off the Anubis, but I think I am dead here. Yeah, unfortunately, I went down to the Thor. Didn't got a robotic commentator there. Not really helpful. Doesn't sound amazing, but I promise you it will get better. So yeah, Ruination is a great stun, and it does a lot of damage. The inner damage can do up to 200 at full level rank 5 plus 40% of your magic power, and the cooldown's pretty good on it as well. It does go down to 12 seconds. When in ground form, you would have seen the second ability that I use is Outburst. Outburst is Tiamat slams at the ground, creating seismic rifts that erupt in succession in front of her, damaging and knocking up enemies hit. So this almost is like a good little knock up, and it goes forward in 3 stages, and that can deal up to 170 damage, and that's got a great cooldown of only 10 seconds. So once you build some cooldown of your own, cooldown boots, you can be pretty sure that's up quite soon. So that leaves us with Tiamat's ultimate. Now, Tiamat technically has 4 different ultimate abilities, which is quite crazy. So they're called Children of Creation, because Tiamat's lore is she is known as the creator, she's known as the beginner, the begetter of all life, so it kind of fits in with that. So Tiamat is able to summon one of her children onto the battlefield, and she's got 3 choices. She's got summon serpents, summon beasts, or summon storm. Just gonna keep hitting this Yamoja here. She's gonna ult. Hopefully our Baron's gonna be able to do some work. Unfortunately, that was then a dead Fenrir. Not too great. And we didn't even get the kill off on the Yamoja either. That kind of sucks. But I mean, yeah, it could have gone worse. We could have lost the Baron as well. Baron playing support here. I don't know about you guys. You'll see it a lot more now. Apparently it's the meta, because he's got the stun and the he's got his stun. He's got, which turns into a root, and his healing, and his 3 is really good AoE. So yeah, but for me, I just feel like he's not the best support. I much prefer to see a Guardian. I'm a bit old school that way. But anyway, back to Tiamat's ultimate ability. So summon serpents, serpents that travel down lanes and act as minions. Summon beast is Kusariku, who stands guard waiting for enemy gods. And Umudabatu is summon storm, and the storm that chases enemies. Okay, so if you summon serpents, Tiamat places a pit of creation which spawns serpents on Tiamat that act like minions, travelling down lanes and attacking nearby enemies. It's got a bit of a battle going on here. I don't think it's anything too serious. We did get the Yamoja, which is pretty good. And then the Anubis ult in there just means that he's given up his life. And Fenrir is still alive, which is always a good thing to see. Oh, that is a really low Thor, and Thor is dead. That's good. See, you get my first achievement there on Tiamat as well, Primordial Queen. That's not bad. So, back to talking about her ultimate. I will get through these. 2 serpents spawn every 10 seconds, and the deployable creates 3 waves before disappearing. So, wherever you put the portal is where that will spawn. Enemies hit by the serpents have their damage done reduced. Enemies can also stand on the pit and destroy it early. Okay. Summon Beast. Tiamat calls forth Kushiraku, who stands guard at the target location. If an enemy god gets too close, he charges, slows, and attacks them. He looks a bit like the Minotaur you get in Arena, if you guys know what I mean. And yeah, he's pretty good. He does get taken down quite easily. He doesn't have a lot of health. 250 plus 100 per level. I feel like he's very easy to deal with, and not a lot of people choose him. And then the third ability of the ultimate is Summon Storm. Tiamat calls on the power of Umu the Brutu, conjuring a violent storm that follows enemies before knocking them upward and disapparating. This is a bit like Kukulkan's 3 ability, except that it actually chases the enemy, which is really cool to see, and I think it's a great stopper. It does really work well. Unfortunately got stunned there by the Anubis. I feel like I'm a few levels above him, so I can definitely put the pressure on when I need to. The final ability that needs to talk about is Tiamat's ultimate when on the ground, which is called Tempest of Undoing. Tiamat causes celestial outbursts around her, dealing initial damage and a damage over time effect to every enemy nearby. Tiamat also gains 1 hardened scale per enemy god hit. And you'll see the hardened scales are on the left. We spoke about them before. It's to do with her passive. And they almost, at level 20, up to 200 health after a god death, and up to, the heal doesn't trigger on item effects. Sorry, I'm getting all confused here. One basic off of this Thor, that's why I can't talk. I can't believe he's got away. He's going to use his stamina. I can't believe that. That's so annoying. Right, just going to turn here on the Anubis, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do enough damage. Hopefully the ticks will get him. No! 1 HP again! That's ridiculous. How frustrating. 2 gods very close to dying, and we both die, me and the Fenrir there. That's frustrating. But yes, Tiamat, as you can see, has got a good selection of abilities, which is why you will see that actually at the moment Tiamat is being played in a lot of different places. I see Tiamat played mid, solo, even support, because it's got that stun from the 2 and the knock up. Yeah, so Tiamat I think is a good god to play around with. For me personally, I feel that Tiamat works best in the mid role because she is a mage. She can be built really powerfully. As you can see here, I've gone Bancross, Shoes of Focus, and I'm going into I think I'm going Cronus Pendant. I might change my mind. I think I see how much gold I can get and see if I can afford something different. But yeah, Tiamat does definitely have some really good item abilities, and really does help out and works well with gods like Fenrir and Neith, and can really do well when supporting other gods, because you can knock up, you can just be a nuisance, and with her hardened scales when in ground form, she is a little bit tankier, which is always good. Not necessarily. Moja there pushing me back, meaning that I can't get close enough to come and give full support here in the left lane, but it's not too much of an issue. Another item that works really well on Tiamat is Tyramanical. Oh, put my teeth in. Tyramanical plate helm. You guys all know the one I mean, and basically that's got the passive that allows extra support to your minions, and it also gives you extra power if minions die. So as Tiamat is spawning minions, it's definitely a good ability to use, and a good item to have within your build, especially if you're going for a bit of a tankier build. But I feel with Tiamat, from playing a few games with her, she is not the strongest god, especially at the moment, which is quite good for high res because they have a tendency to be notorious and bring out gods that are insanely overpowered, and it means that they don't necessarily fit well with the current games. Whereas Tiamat has some good abilities, some of them are a little bit less powerful, and they don't always help out as much. I feel like she doesn't do very well against jungle camps. I don't know about you guys, that's just my personal opinion, and I just feel that that makes it a little bit tricky for her to help out, and with if you're doing late objectives, that doesn't work well. So yeah, she does struggle with that sense, but overall you're going to have the advantage of team fights where you've got two different stances. It means that you've got 4 quick successions abilities that you can choose from. The cooldowns aren't too long, so it means you can do a lot of damage when you need to. And yeah, just using slows, like using the 1 there, using the 2 for the stun, using the 1 for lots of damage there. I mean, did a little bit of damage there to the Anubis, not loads. Able to take out the Thor there, help out our need. But you can see what I mean, we are being almost like another support to the Baron, because we've got so many abilities that actually do that much damage. I'm going to back out here, that's probably a bit bad play for me. I am going to come back in and try and help out, use my ultimate ability there, do some damage, get some hardened scales, feel a bit stronger, not let my Baron die. In comes the Fenrir, which is pretty good. Gonna go hard here on the Umoja, and I was able to finish off the Izanami there, but not the Umoja. Shame we didn't get double kill, but they both died, so that's the main thing. But yeah, Tiamat's fun. I can see that they might do some changes to her, some buffs, potentially some nerfs. I can see that she might just get like less damage, especially on her 1. Her 1's probably her most broken ability at the moment, but apart from that, everything else just seems a little bit lax. It just seems a little bit, as I say, really struggle to do any sort of full damage unless you go full power build, which I guess is the case with most mages that you build. I'll go and Karen's instead. I think that's a better choice, as I said, like trying to get that damage off, and I feel with Tiamat's abilities it will be helpful. Picking up that blink, all important blink to help get into fights and maybe out of difficult situations. But yeah, she's fun. She's got good, I guess she has got good mobility from her 3, which is the jump, as I've already mentioned, over a wall, which makes that big difference for her. I'm not sure why I used my 1 there, probably didn't need to. The issue I have is her 2 flying backwards. Yeah, that's a unique ability and makes it good when you are trying to just back off from someone. It is quite hard to hit that 3 ability going into flying mode, because you just it's not a big radius, there's not a lot of room there, so yeah, trying to get that off as an actual damage is tricky. I could see them maybe making that a little bit bigger. I'm going to take out the tier 1 tower here, just support my Fenrir and Baron. Yeah, quite easily done. No one's coming over, they're trying to push right lane, but that's all okay with us. So yeah, I think the build for Tiamat all depends on what role you're playing her in. If you're going to play her as mid, you want to make sure you're going as much power as possible. Interesting jump in there from the Odin. He's shelled, which has helped him, but hopefully I can... there's a Thor here who hit me with both parts of his ult, which hurt. I'm going to back off a little bit, but not too much. We did get the Odin, which is always good. Always a good kill for none. We'll make sure my whole team backs off here. I don't want to just leave them. I'm quite low myself, but if I can come over here with the AMC, I can do some healing up, which is alright. yeah, it is good, this change of stances and having some extra protections if you are in the ground form, which definitely, if you're a bit lower on health, it means that you're still able to stay with your team and not completely back off. What we're going to look for, I think we're going to... Oh, that is an ult. Oh, double knock on the Thor. Gonna throw down my ultimate, the third ability there, to try and help them out and just get myself out of there. I was not super low, but just worrying a bit. So mid-roll, full power. If you're going Guardian, you might want to go a bit tanky. You might build support items. You might build something along the line of Stone of Binding, which is gonna definitely help you out with getting extra damage off when you hit your second abilities. If you stun or if you knock up, you can also get... If you're going to solo lol, obviously you want to go a bit of a bruiser build. You want things that are going to give you power and things that are going to give you protections, which is why that plate helm item that I mentioned is probably really good when you're doing that. Oh, just jumped straight into Odin's 3 there. Just trying to catch him. He just stuns me out, which is always good. Oh, Ephemeral gets his ult off though. I can use my 1 here. Oh, absolutely destroy there. Use my 3. Probably wasn't needed because our Fenrir is doing work here, guys. Really hitting hard, which is great. But I mean, this isn't a bad game for us either. We're 9-2, and this is a god that I haven't had a lot of experience with. I think it's not a bad start. I can definitely see that. Well, I say not a bad start. We're quite far into the game now, but yep, able to take out the Anubis there. He's really not having a good game, is he? Poor guy. But thankfully we are, so we'll take advantage of it. So yeah, I think Tiamat works really well with the gods I've mentioned. You could see him her working well along other gods that have got good crowd control. So if you have gods that are like Huyi, Ula, obviously, and her would be really good to work alongside her, because they will be able to use their abilities to just help off. I can see him ulting in. Thor is going to go hard. Am I going to be able to help on Neath? No, the Neath does die. Just trying to think, is Fenrir okay? He is okay, but am I going to be able to... No, he's going to back right off. That's a shame. I think we're going to back off. I can see that an army's going for a Phoenix. Ah, I did not mean to move back like that, but as I said, trying to get used to the god. Not my forte just yet. But she is fun. She's definitely got some new abilities to the game that mean that she's going to be versatile. I could see her being used within the Pro League. Definitely a god that is going to be a good god. Any god that you give almost more than 4 abilities to, you can expect that they will be able to help out with lots of different situations. By being that versatile, it just means that they can adapt to the situation. So if you're thinking, okay, we're getting ahead, I really need to get more power, or okay, we're falling a bit behind, so I'm going to get some more defense items, and use your abilities to support that. Say you're going to go into some cooldown as well to make sure that you can definitely get your abilities off. It would really support your whole team. It's not just like an assassin where you're just doing it for yourself. I'm going to come and try and help out the Fenrir here. Does he actually need me? He does, unfortunately. He did lose his life. We did get the Thor back. Is Baron okay? Baron, are you okay? Baron is okay. I'm going to jump in here, try and do some damage. I was able to hit my 3 off there, which is pretty impressive. Oh, that is a very low Anubis. That is a dead Anubis. Very good to see that he is dead. I mean, I was quite foolish within this game. I actually have not gone any cooldown, which I probably should have done. Oh, I'm quite low here. I might be in trouble. No, I think we're going to chase hard. Get that as an army. Yeah, great job by our Neath there. Really able to help us out, which is what we want. Yeah, I'm just going to use my 3 there to get back into my flying stance. Definitely love this first ability. In the Odin cage, I'm going to use my ultimate here to throw down some minions, maybe try and help me out. Yeah, I don't know whether I can come in here. I'm going to try and support from a distance. That is a Thor. That's me spooked. I am out of here. I don't think I'm going to be able to help out much more to the Baron. Sorry, Baron. If you watch back on this, I do apologise. That wasn't very good play by me. I just let my teammate die. Yeah, that was probably an error on my part, but there you go. I just felt like we were both going to die, so I didn't want to give them that 2-kill lead as such. But I think with Tiamat, I can see that she's got plenty of things that can disrupt her as well. As I say, if you use your 3 aggressively, and you're going to use that to jump into battles and stuff, she hasn't got much of an escape, which I think would really damage her getting out of situations, very much like an Anubis or a Baron, where you haven't got them abilities to maybe make you as mobile. It's not like isn't Isis or another mage that I can think of. Hero, like obviously his carpet means he can get away quicker. You haven't got anything like that to speed you up. Yes, you can use your 3, as I say, but if you use it aggressively, you're kind of screwed that way. Is it me or is that being a bit weird? I don't know why I couldn't pick up the red buff there. I tried going over it a few times, but apparently no, wasn't going to have it. That's strange. Okay, we'll just move on from that, I guess. But yes, she is fun. I think I've enjoyed getting to know what her abilities do and see how they are in a real life game. I'm going to jump in here, going to try and do some damage to the Umoja. Yeah, able to hit off there. We were able to get the Pyromancer, but there is the ult from Odin. I'm going to use my ultimate, use the 3rd ability here to try and jump on the Odin. Unfortunately wasn't able to get that off. Missed my 1, use my 4th bolt ultimate. Ground stance, come back in here, try and knock them up. Yeah, that's the Anubis Helm. Where is the Odin gone? The Odin just ran straight towards our camps, which is so weird. I think we're going to go for... so yeah, I've tried here. You can see I'm trying to use my ultimate ability, Summon Beast. I was hoping that he'd be able to tank the fire giant for me, but it would seem not to be the way. I am getting hit quite hard here. I think I'm in trouble. I don't see me being able to help out with that. I think ticks get me. Yep, that's a bit of a shame. I am surprised that the Fenrir didn't come and help us out, to be honest. Hopefully our AMC can finish this off. Only a few more shots to go. And he does. That's good. I'll take that as it was worthwhile. Yes, I died in the process, but at least 4 of my team... Oh, only 3 because the Neath is dead as well. 3 of my teammates have got Fire Giant buff, which will help them out a lot. In terms of relics, it's very standard for depending what lane you go with Tiamat. If you're going to go mid-roll, you'll want Aegis or purification beads, depending on what kind of god you're up against. If they've got a stun or a knock up or something that means that you're going to be crowd controlled, you're going to need your beads. If not, but they're just going to do an insane amount of power, then Aegis. And then the second relic is all down to preference and what you feel that you're going to need. Maybe Heavenly Wings would be quite good with this because it'd be able to give you that movement speed. Blink, as you see I've picked up, is obviously a great item because it does give you that escape if you're 3's down, which is probably what, in my opinion, the right way to play her. If you're going support, you're going to need them support relics. You probably go Shell, or you might go something like Thorns if you're going to be able to go really able to hold off with your hardened scales. So if you've got Thorns, you can make sure that you're doing enough to stay alive. And then you might go something like a meditation, which would be pretty cool. But if not, then you might be in the solo lane, which means you might want that I guess, or purification gauge again, or you might go teleport ward, which might be helpful. But yeah, oh, they have decided that they are going to surrender here. But that has been the video, guys. That's my little view on Tiamat. I'll just show you the results of this video. I think she is good god. I think she's quite balanced because she has some good points and she has some bad points. So overall, she's got a mix there. But I could see that Hi-Rez will probably play around with her a bit and maybe change some of her abilities. But ending there, 10-3. 23,000 player damage, just missing out on the top spot to the Neath. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time.